What's going on, gentlemen? It's been a freaking minute. I know, I've been bad. Been bad about uploading, been bad about making videos. I'm planning on filming a video going in depth of where I've been, kind of the stuff I got up to the back half of last year, as that's kind of when upload schedule kind of got fucked up. But today, one of the things I've been working on the past couple months, I'd say, December, January, is the return of Rockwell Designs, which, if you're an OG, you know that's my brand that I created in 2020. I'll probably do another video kind of explaining what it is, how I got the idea, all that good shit. But I'm preparing for the re-release of my AK chest rig, the Porter, and it's going to be the Mark III. I've had 3 different iterations of it, going back to 2020 when I first kind of came up with the design and started the company. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the differences between the Mark II and the Mark III. I've had a few people ask me. I figured I'd just make a quick video explaining the differences because there are a few, mostly good, I would say. So, we've got a Porter Mark II here. So, 6 cell for AK. We got the tourniquet sleeves on the outside. We have a admin pouch in the middle here. And we've got a little flap in the back for the attachment of dangler style and sack type pouches that other companies make. This one has an X harness. So, kind of not everyone's favorite, the X harnesses. They kind of tend to get bunched up in the back and they're a little bit harder to don and to doff. So with the new one we're going to get into in a second, I changed that up. The other big thing about this one is that it's very long. So if you're a skinny guy, you're basically going to be touching in the back. Like I have a few of the guys that I know that have bought one that were on the skinnier side, and the back strap basically was able to buckle basically to here. So taking all that into consideration, and just the experiences that I had, I'm self-taught in making gear. I didn't go to a fucking design school. I've been a gearhead for, majority of my adult life. I just think it's cool. And I'm a creative guy. Like, I like making shit with my hands and stuff. So self-taught, taught myself how to sew, and just been figuring it out as I go, which is, I think the best way to go about things. And I knew that after I put Rockwell on ice and I guess 2 years ago now, technically, in 2022, that if I was going to come back, it was going to be more professional, better design, better construction, which is what I've done. With the Mark I and the Mark IIs, there was a lot of raw edges, and just stuff that I didn't know and didn't take the time to figure out during the production of them. People still bought them, which was, dope. I was just talking to Blue Jean today, and his Mark I is still running. He got literally one of the first ones that I ever made. Like, it was the first production run of the Mark Is, and he's saying it's still kicking, which, makes me feel good about my product, my brand. And he's been putting it through the test. He's done a lot of stuff with it, and it's been holding up. So, yep, there's your Mark II, Mark III. So with the Mark III, right off the bat, 5 mags. Most people will generally run an extra mag or 2 on their belt, and or just throw an extra mag pouch on there. So I wanted to decrease the overall length of the chest rig because you do have smaller dudes out there who they won't be able to get to the side pockets or the side pouches as easily. Additionally, when you do throw on pouches on the side, they're going to be bulky underneath your arms. So I wanted to kind of move those forward, which is why I dropped it down to a 5 magazine design. The OG, the Mark IIs, they had 3 cells, and then I went to, I think, a 2-cell or a 2 line of Molly on the Mark IIs for a while. Just, I don't really remember why I did it. Went back to 3, so 3 strips of Molly, as well as on the front. I think I did drop off, because there were iterations where the Mark IIs did not have this bottom strip of Molly. So went back with that. The biggest changes with the Mark III is I identified hiccups and bottlenecks and, areas in the assembly of these and the actual sewing of these that was more difficult, took more time to do. and I tried to remedy that. So I went to an H harness design, not only because it's kind of the standard. The lighting in here is kind of shit. I need to get better lighting. This is my ready room. But I went to a H harness design utilizing just basic 2-inch webbing. The padding in the other ones was one of the biggest bottlenecks, was threading the freaking padding through the sleeves, and really over constructing the shoulder straps, which, in the long run was all right, but it was very time consuming. And I do have a backlog and a back order, not necessarily back order, but a back in stock request chain of about 1,200 people asking for Ranger green ones are the most popular for sure. So I was like, all right, I need to be able to create a new design with this new one that I'll be able to produce faster, basically, at the end of the day, because it is just me doing all this right now. I'm in the plans and the process of probably gonna hire someone to do the sewing, just part-time. But anyways, we're moving on. So we dropped the elastic for the tourniquets off, and now we're just going with a bungee and a shock cord little clip here. If you look at my website, which I'll link in the description, you'll see that you're still able to run tourniquets on the side, 2 tourniquets. And the other thing I dropped was the admin pouch, because there's not a whole lot of people to use that. Yeah, lighting is shit in here. I apologize. Dropped the admin pouch, and then I dropped the flat, just opting to go for just flat, hook and loop on the back. So you're still able to run your sack pouches and stuff, but it was a little bit over designed, and by eliminating that, it's made the assembly process much faster. From cut to finish, if I'm cutting all the material and then sewing it all at once, it's about 2.5-3 hours, down from, I think it was probably around 4 hours total for the Mark IIs, just because of how many different pieces there were. So the way to make this faster is to reduce the number of stitches you got to do, as well as the different components you got to individually cut out and then sew, bind, all that stuff. And then really what I'm most proud of with the Mark IIs is it's a lot more clean. Like, there's significantly less raw edges, basically none, on the whole design itself. So you're not having any of the little like raw cordura, showing, which has the potential to fray over time. And yeah, I think the biggest upgrade I think will be the H harness, which I haven't tested it yet, but it should be compatible with all the other previous iterations of the rig. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about this. They'll be selling for $140 on the website. Drop is going to be January 26th. We're going to have them in Cody Tan, Ranger Green, of course, and then black, which is, we've had the SMG rigs in black. We haven't ever done a Porter in black, though. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited to get these out and get these in your hands. For the guys that do have the Porters, drop down what you'd like to see maybe in the Mark IV. Because it's always going to be a work in progress. I'm always looking to improve, on the design and to make it better. If you're not growing, you're dying, kind of thing. So as I'm, learning more about the sewing process and assembly process and the design process of all this, it's always going to be updating and just getting better, which is what I want to do. So yeah, that is basically it. January 26th. Probably around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not on the email list, make sure to go and subscribe to that. It's just on the first page of the website. Email list subscribers usually get about 15 to 30 minute head start on these, because they do sell out pretty quick. I don't, drop culture is good and stuff if you can market it right, but they sell out quick just because I don't have a whole lot of them, because again, it's just me doing this. So that's the kind of the goal for this year, is to either outsource, which I've looked into, or actually build out a legitimate manufacturing business, which I'm going to talk to my buddies over at Javelin Concepts and a few other people that I know that are in the nylon game, and kind of pick their brains on how they've scaled their business, because that is the biggest bottleneck. Really, is it's just me, and I like sewing, but I don't like it enough to do it full time, which is what I'm doing now. So yeah, so a lot of good things coming. I'm gonna work on a redesign of the 7.62 variant, which was basically just the same thing, just a little bit shorter for 7.62 mags, a little bit longer. That one I haven't drawn up any designs yet, but it's gonna be pretty sick. I'm pretty pumped to get that going as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure I'll talk about it on my YouTube here as well as on my Instagram. Go follow my Instagram at Rockwell Designs Actual. Again, that's going to be linked down in the description. Appreciate you watching the video, and there's going to be more content coming later. Have a good one.